I'm talking about the man on the Lakers. Oh yeah, I'm asking, what the fuck are these bands? What the? Who banned Namor, bro? Why don't we just ban another tank? Just get the whole roster out of here. I mean, I guess I have to play Groot. I have to. I have no other choice, man. You thought you were gonna watch a live game, you fucking dumbass. We're watching this game instead because we got dicked down in that last game. But the bans were funny, so I thought I'd just throw that in there. But you know, I'm just gonna use this replay because I did really good. I did really good in this replay. But let me give you the breakdown. Let me give you the play-by-play. Why is Groot so good right now? Well, reason number one, his ult. It's amazing. It has like barely any windup. It charges at lightning speed, and every time you use it, it's guaranteed kills. If you're comboing it with your DPSs, it might as well be guaranteed team wipes. It's just so good. I mean, you'll see it in the background gameplay. Every time I ult, I'm getting kills. Even if it's just one or two, it's guaranteed kills. Now you compare his ult to other tanks. Look at Strange, look at Mag. Yeah, their ult's got a lot of potential. You could team wipe, could get a few picks. But you gotta put in some work, right? People know how to counter Strange and Mag ults. You can't just hop that shit and get free kills. When I'm playing Groot, I'm just waiting for support ults, and then I'm ripping that shit. I'm waiting for that loot ult in, and I'm busting all over their team. And now imagine you got a Bucky or Namor, you can just one-shot through the support ult. So you don't even have to wait for it to end. You don't even have to bait it out. You just fuck that shit, bro. Hit that. But enough about his ult. Let's talk about reason number two, alright? His neutral game. The walls. The walls are fantastic. You can use them to cut off angles. You can use them to create angles. You can get to high ground with it with your team. You can use it to support your ults. You can use it to block opposing ults. And obviously, the number one thing you can do, put a chokehold around tanks, right? The easiest thing to do with his walls is just to cut off the supports. If you're just dicking around on point, you see the tank walk a little too far up, you throw a wall behind them, healers can't heal him, and unless they got someone to shoot that wall down, he's dead. Y'all get a free kill. Alright, now I've been doing a lot of talk for Groot, I've been sucking on it a little bit, so let's talk about some of the weaknesses, alright? What he's not great at. First of all, dude's got a huge hitbox, right? Dude is built like a wall. It's crazy, right? He takes a lot of damage. He gets shredded fast, right? It's so easy to hit headshots on Groot. And that means it's also really easy to hit displacement options on him. So you hit your hooks, your pulls, he dies, bro. He just fucking explodes, dude. Now this weakness really bites him in the butt because it also affects just how you play him. You gotta play him a little bit passive. You can't play too aggressive with this guy because if you go too far in, you got no ways to get out. You can put a wall down and maybe call it a day, but you really can't do too much if you go too far in. Compare that to someone like Strange. You go too far up, you just fly away, put your shield up. You go too far in on Mag, you bubble, you got your shield, you're out of there. Groot, you walk too far up, you put a wall up and you pray. That's what you do. Now Groot's final weakness is his range, and honestly his range isn't even that bad, so you can barely call this a weakness. But on some maps, on certain points, there is definitely a range problem, and you can feel it when you're playing against something like Punisher, Hawkeye, Hela, all these kind of like long-range characters that aren't really going to get too close. You're definitely going to feel it, alright? Because those kind of teams, they're just going to stand far enough back where you have to overextend, and then if you overextend, like I said, what are you going to do? You're going to put a wall up, and you're going to pray. Luckily, that weakness is kind of mitigated because most of the maps right now, none of the angles are really like that long where that's like a huge problem. Like even right here, this is kind of like a long angle, but I mean, I'm just walking up, bro. Like I don't even care. I get pulled by invis there, it don't even matter. I'm fine. Now there is one more thing I want to talk about, which is Groot's presence on the map, his pressure, what it looks like. Groot has a lot of presence, alright? Especially if you're not shooting his walls, you can very easily tell there's a Groot on the map, and you are not gonna have a good time. However, if you shoot his walls, right? So if there's a Punisher shooting his walls, getting rid of those, it's very hard for Groot to really do much. As he's gonna have to play around natural cover. His walls are gonna get instantly shredded, which means he's not gonna be doing as much damage, and he's not gonna be able to cut people off as much. Because there will be games where Groot goes uncontested. People don't shoot his walls. People don't pressure him. People don't shoot him. And he'll just throw a maze on the point. He'll throw a labyrinth on the capture. and it just fucks your team over because your team gets confused. They're like, what the fuck do we do? There's a fucking wall in front of me. What am I? Right? And supports don't really do enough damage where they can break the walls themselves. So you need someone like a DPS or a tank that can actually do enough damage to break those. And you'll see it in this game. I get forced off Groot because they just start putting out way too much damage for me, and I gotta switch to some a little more sustainable. But I mean, even in this round, they have a not a mag. They have a fucking Punisher and Star-Lord. They got a Thing. They got a Venom. They can put a lot of damage on me, but because they're not shooting my walls, they're not contesting me. They're kind of just letting me do my thing. It's kind of a free win on defense for us. Now I start this attack round on Groot. I do think Groot is kind of worse on attack. I think he's a lot better on defense just because if people are pushing into you, it's way easier to wall them off, and if you wall them off, it's free kills. I mean, you can see it here. Groot literally, he's just like, I walked up a little too far, he walls me off, I die. It's that simple. On attack, Groot's a little bit harder, right? If they play the range right, if they force me to walk too far, it's very easy to catch a Groot off guard because, again, his hitbox is huge, dude. This guy is just a damage sponge. Now, one benefit on attack is that if you get a pick, it's worth a lot more because their respawn time it's the same, but like, you know, they have to walk back farther. So if I get a good ult and I get like maybe one or two kills, even if it's just one kill, it's a lot more value with the ult on attack. But his overall neutral game is way weaker, so that does force me to it forces you to play a lot safer on attack. Now obviously if I had like a mag or strange, some sort of other more like core tank, it's a lot easier, but we have a Thing, so I have to do a little bit more kind of main tank. Now another thing Groot kind of has over other tanks is that he can do some stuff while support ults are going on. You think of someone like Strange, you think of someone like Mag. If a support ult's happening, there's not a whole lot of Mag can do. There's not a whole lot of Strange can do, right? There's kind of niche scenarios where like, oh, Strange can like wall off a Luna ult and then you can get a kill maybe. But it's, you know, it's a lot of niche stuff. There's not that much you can do. On Groot, you throw those walls down, LOS, the heal ult won't heal on the other side of the wall. And you can also just block heal ults, right? So if you got a cloak ulting, they want to get to you, all you gotta do, throw your wall down. If they run into it, they can't put their ult farther in your backline. And then once that ult ends, you just throw yours down. It's free kills every single time. You do still kind of have to be conscious with your ult. If you wall yourself, you ult and none of your team can actually look at it, you're probably not gonna get any kills. Groot does a lot of damage, he doesn't do that much damage. Right? Your ults are always just gonna be better when your team's with you anyway, so that's, you know, if your team's with you, you sometimes could kill through a support ult, but obviously it takes a little bit of coordination. If you're not calm in your ult, that's probably not gonna happen. And that's gonna bring me to my final point, which is that Groot counters a lot of the meta tanks right now, right? You think about Mag, you think about Strange. If you wall them, you're forcing them to bubble, forcing them to use their shield, their flight. You're forcing abilities out of them, right? So against those sort of shield tanks, you're just gonna force abilities, you're gonna force options. And you see I swapped Mag here. If you didn't notice, just letting you know. But anyways, against, you know, certain dive tanks, other tanks without as many sustainability options, especially against the Thing, Groot does really get into the Thing because he's gotta jump to his teammates, he's gotta run back to his teammates, and he doesn't do enough damage to break your walls very easily. Same thing with Venom. Doesn't do that much damage to break your walls just by himself, and he's gonna struggle a lot if you throw your walls down. He's gonna have a hard time looking for nice web swings to get back to his team. So yeah, that's kind of just all I wanted to say. Just a little short-ish video about why Groot is so damn good right now. Final advice: definitely ban Groot if you're not gonna play him. That guy is so annoying, especially if you're a tank player. He in some cases he's definitely more annoying than like Wolverine. So I would think about banning Groot. And if Groot's not banned, you should definitely play Groot because he's not only super fun, but he's damn good. Anyways, what holidays are coming up? Halloween? Hope you have a great Halloween, man. I know it's fucking April. Anyways, let me know if you like this. Let me know if you don't. I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to make things work. You know, build a platform for myself type. Anyways, yeah. Just gonna let the background gameplay finish if you want to watch it. Have a good one, dude. See you later.
Ah, much better.
Look out behind you.
Born again! Bends to my will.
We are undefeatable!
You cannot hurt me.
The enemy has arrived. I'm hurt.
Eat elements!
I shall not be removed so easily.
You owe me one. Get that vehicle moving again!
You shall not be harmed.
Does this make me an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I feel like myself again.
Only 60 seconds left. I like the code.
My favorite time!
Watch this!
Magneto!
It didn't have to come to this.
Down to 30 seconds. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Well, are we doing this or not?
Ah, here
A
they are
nice deep
now.
freeze.
All right!
You're mine. Final score: 2-2-1.